Hey, what's going on, y'all? Jay from JSFILMZ, and man, do I have something good for y'all today. So in this video, we're going to be talking about pixel streaming with Unreal Engine 5.2. Now, pixel streaming is not really new. It was announced when Unreal Engine 5 came out, but before this here, it was super expensive. When it first came out, I was asking companies, they were saying like $17,000 to get an instance running, and then plus if you have people joining in. So I pretty much quit on it for a while until Arcane Mirage actually hit me up and show their platform. So that being said, this video is sponsored by them, but as you all know, I only cover good stuff here on the channel. So what I'm going to do here today is actually teach you how to use Arcane Mirage in Unreal Engine 5.2. Now, you can use it in previous versions as well, and I know 5.3 just came out today, so obviously right now they only have 5.2. What is pixel streaming? What pixel streaming is going to allow you to do is host your Unreal Engine 5 project onto a web browser. Think of pixel streaming as a Flash player, per se. All right, so let's get started with this process. So just a disclaimer, if you've never packaged anything in Unreal Engine 5.2, you will need to do some prerequisites on this. And again, I'm going to put the link in the description below, because right now I'm assuming you've packaged before and you know how this all works. If you haven't, you are going to need to install some files from Microsoft Visual Studio. Again, I'm going to put this link in the description so you can see how to install everything you need to package a game. Additionally, you are going to need an add-on to this, which is going to be the cross-compilation toolchain for Linux, because you will have to compile in Linux, but it's not a problem. I am a Windows user, but I'm able to compile in Linux as long as I install this toolchain, which is right here. So I'm going to be downloading 5.2 because that's what I have. I'll just download this, and again, the link is going to be in the description below. So follow this tutorial right here, download everything, and then watch this video, which what you're watching right now. So once we have that downloaded, all you have to do is install this to your computer. All right. Obviously, I already have it installed, so I'm not going to go through the entire thing. And additionally, you have to go to the Epic Games Launcher and make sure that you have Linux installed here. So click Options, scroll all the way down. Right here where it says Linux, make sure that this is checked and apply. And again, mine's already good to go. Once that's done, just make sure that you have your Unreal Engine 5.2 project. In our case, this is my apartment, my VTuber's apartment. And I just put a third-person player in it. So I'm going to press play right here, kind of walking around so you can check out the apartment. And that's it. It's pretty simple. It's really small because I want to start, with something small, and then we'll get bigger and bigger later. To actually compile this, we want to make sure a couple of things are correct, right? The first thing we need to do is actually go to the Edit Project Settings. And we want to make sure that our map is set to the level that we want to open right away, because I don't have any menus or anything like that, or level selection. So make sure your editor startup is set to the level that you want to open, and the game default map, same thing. Additionally, the game mode, you need to set here as well. So you can see I have BP third person game mode and the third person character. Okay. You definitely want to make sure that that's good. And then while you're in the project settings, you might as well turn off motion blur, because never want that. I mean, cinematics is good, but for this purpose, definitely turn that off. And additionally, they did suggest to turn on hardware acceleration, video decoding if you have video playing in your scene, which I don't, but I went ahead and enabled it, so that's okay. Before you package something, it's always a good idea to run it first on your computer locally. So to do that, I'm going to click this button, and I'm going to do a standalone game. What this is going to do is going to open up an exe of this project. Now, I want to do this because I want to make sure that our packaged game or experience is good to go before I upload it, so I won't waste any time. And it looks like it's working fine, so I can close this now, and we're ready to go. So next up, we're going to package this game now. So I'm going to go to Platforms, Linux, Development, or Shipping if you want to. Let's go with Shipping here, and then I'll click Package Project. And I already created a folder called JSFILMZ Apartment. I'll select that, show my output log, and just sit here and wait. All right, so it's done building. So I'm going to go to the folder, and I'm going to zip this up. So right-click, Add to Archive, Zip File. And then I'm going to go to the Arcane Mirage website once again. And on the top right side, it should be Sign In, so you can sign up for it if you want to. I'm going to say Explore for me since I'm already logged in. and I'll go to my studio. And this is how nuts this is. I'll say upload a new project, and then I'll type in apartment test, select the category, level design, whatever, JSFILMZ, VTuber, apartment. Okay, I'll select a picture. Let's just put my logo in there. And then in the select your Unreal Engine project zip, I'll go back to that folder, select my graphics card that I want this to run on, because this is actually going to run the instance in the cloud, so it's going to need some power. So if I choose the Quadro RTX 4000, that's going to charge me 1 token per minute, which is 1 cent. If I go up, 2 tokens, 2 cents. And then A6000 is going to be 5 tokens. Now, let me remind you what RTX A6000 is. This thing is a beast. 48 gigs of VRAM, absolute monster. So for this instance right here, we're just going to try with the Quadro RTX 4000. It's a pretty small scene. It should only cost me 1 token per minute, which is 1 cent. Now, I am not trying to sell this, so I don't have a URL, Epic Games. Now, I am going to make this private for now, because if I make this public and people start watching it, it's going to subtract from my tokens right here in the bottom left. All right. For instructions, I'll just say WASD or controller, because it's compatible with a controller. After that's done, I'll click upload, say got it, and just sit here and wait again. Now, while this is uploading, I kind of want to talk about why I think pixel streaming is super cool. And I think it honestly is the future. When I was talking to Arcane Mirage people, I really told them I think pixel streaming is going to be the next YouTube, right? For a couple of reasons. Because I think 2D videos are dead, or at least dying. And I know pixel streaming right now, you're probably thinking to yourself, it's expensive. But everything gets cheaper with time. All right? So this is pretty earlier on. There are so many use cases that I can think of. Instead of me sending somebody an exe file to download, I can just send them a link, a browser link, like a URL, and they're going to be able to get in that experience and play around in there. Now, I want you to think about it for a second. If you have a favorite YouTuber and you want to hang out with them in their space when they're doing their live stuff, kind of like what I'm doing here in the channel, versus you watching me 2D, I'll live stream, because by the way, XSense works in a packaged game. ARKit, facial animation, works in a packaged instance. So again, start thinking. I'll suit up, facial animation, body animation, and I'll send a link saying, hey, 5 people can hang out with me today live inside my Unreal Engine instance. That is the future of entertainment. Because now we're talking about concerts, we're talking about training, we're talking about school. How cool would it be to learn something about, say, the Mayans, when you have this environment that people can actually go explore? And lastly, let's talk about virtual reality. It is Unreal Engine 5. Right now, it works with a controller. How about VR? How about my Meta Quest? And honestly, that's just a couple of examples that I can give to you right now. And when I was talking to Arcane Mirage peeps, I was like, yo, y'all got something here. Because again, this is the cheapest one I've found, and it's the easiest one to use. You don't have to know codes, blueprints, C++, none of that. You take your Unreal Engine project, you zip it, upload it, and that's it. So once your project is done uploading, depending on your internet speed, if you go look at the top right corner, click on Upload Project. And it's going to say project created successfully, and now it's going to go to your studio as pending. So after refreshing the page a couple of times, just go to your profile, and you're going to see your experience right here. And then you just say launch experience. It's going to load, and that's it. It's loaded up. So I have my controller right here, and then I'll start controlling it with my Xbox controller. Now this is again the 1 token per minute. And we are in JSFILMZ apartment. This is incredible, incredible technology right here. And what's cool about this is I was talking with them, just the possibility of maybe multiplayer one day where I can actually share the same link and then have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in here with me. And then in VR. That's so crazy. Again, absolutely easy to do. So if I press B right now, I have some dance moves. Look at that. We're gonna have a dance party in here, man. And as long as you have fast internet, I mean, this is running smooth. This is running better than some laptops I've used in the past in Unreal Engine 4 or 5. And that is really the magic of it all. It's just on a web browser, you can stream an Unreal Engine project. And one of the feedbacks that I got when I was doing my metaverse level with people joining in was, is there a way to do what you're doing, but without people having to install a program? And the answer was yes, but just not a viable solution at the time because, again, it was too expensive. But now with this, I can share a link. Matter of fact, let's do this. The first 3 people who sends me an email right now at jsfilmzmocap@gmail.com, I will share this link so you can test it out yourself. It's going to use my credits, so don't be in there too long. No, I'm just joking. All right, so let's talk about pricing real quick. For $25, you get 350 tokens per month, up to 3 projects. This is pretty much your, say, your environment artists, your lighting artists. Instead of sending studios your video of your work, pixel stream it and send it to them privately, right? That's going to be kind of like where I see this use case to be. It would be better if they can walk around your environment and see how you light, or if you're an environment artist, instead of sending a video as your reel, send a pixel streaming environment that you made and they can walk around it. And again, for the $89.99 a month, again, 1750 tokens per month, up to 8 projects, 16 gigs, high-end GPUs, and external player embedding. What this means is that I can actually put this on my website, JSFILMZ.com, and I can embed that pixel streaming straight onto my website. I don't have to go to Arcane Mirage. Now, for this price, I'm thinking maybe if you're trying to create a community, maybe you're like a realtor or something like that, you're trying to create a bunch of apartments or houses, and you want future buyers of these houses, you want them to kind of walk around the streets, show them where the playgrounds are, the pool areas are. I mean, you can think of other ones, I'm sure. And then the Multiverse Exemplar, this is the less stock per month. Custom features, up to 4K resolution streaming, so this is a little bit high. Multiplayer support. And this one, for a good example for this one, say you're like a really popular musician and you have a new song out and you want to sell a ticket to it. Like a release party, early release party or something like that. For like $2 per character, per streaming, they can come in private and you're there and you're walking around chit-chatting it, and that's like the multiverse. Like I'm saying before, in time these prices will go down, I'm pretty sure. But for now, I think this right here is the cheapest and easiest to use as far as pixel streaming goes. If you don't want to spend any money and just want to check it out, they did add a trial for you to try here, so you can sign up and really just get familiarized with the workflow and potentially show future customers or investors what you're trying to create, which again is pretty cool. And lastly, of course, they were nice enough to give us a coupon code for my subscribers and everybody else watching this video. If you use JSFILMZ20, you're going to get 20% off your first month. That being said, that is all I got for y'all today. Let me know what you think about this service, and let me know if you agree with me as far as if this is really going to be the future of entertainment. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.